Hello and welcome to PKR TV, the online poker show with all the action from 3D Poker Room, PKR.com. Coming up on tonight's show, we have huge bluffs and great laydowns from a 50-cent $1 cash game played on the 19th of June. Bringing us expert analysis, two lads who know a thing or two about donking off their chips. We have Dan Grant and WSOP champ Scott Shelley.
Here we go, new hand.
Well, get ready for some fast and furious action. This 50-cent one no-limit hold'em cash game has a max buy-in of $250. So we should be pretty deep here. And the action gets underway. Open to 3x with the ace-king. Picks up a couple of customers. Both of them dominated, but one of them gets there.
I'm going to check.
Do you know what I've come to realise about these TV cash games?
What?
Bet.
They are pretty much a live cash game.
Oh, I see.
They play much
Right.
more like a live cash game, and the stack sizes are much more like a live cash game.
Okay.
Because I think you'll find if you play like a normal online, like six-max table, it's more autopilot-y and not too many plays.
But also, it's because it's time limited. Ooh, and the Queen of Spades gets there.
Indeed, it does. But yeah, I just think that the stack sizes and the way people are playing, it's really like a live cash game. Agree or disagree?
I do definitely agree. Might even be more fun. Well, you can do it in your pants, in your bedroom.
Yeah, can do it.
Which is ideal.
Can do it on the toilet if you really want.
Yeah.
Won't lie, I have played poker from the toilet before.
Yeah? My missus...
I have stacked someone with my pants down before.
Oh, you've taken their pants down.
I've taken their pants down while my pants have been down. Indeed.
Give them the rub down in the chat box with the pants down.
I was going to say what I was going to... At least Ashley Hayes isn't here.
No, indeed.
That could have got way out of control there.
Yeah, well, the Queen of Spades gets there. And a begrudged fold on the end from the jack. And onwards we move. One or two old school names from Cash Game TV of the past, Lai Bin being one example, but a lot of new faces here. One of them, Real Madrid, opens with sixes. Picks up a 3-bet from mid-position from Maift. Lai Bin loves his action, but not with the 5-4 off.
Fold.
And there we go. No messing around.
Yeah, I'd imagine he's going to get cool here.
There you go.
Here comes the flop. And here's the turn card.
Oh, he's got spades.
And
Oh, I called it. I feel bad. I'm bocking everyone tonight.
Yeah.
I'm like...
Well, this isn't much of an advert for poker, is it, today?
I'm just like, oh, he's got spades.
Oh,
there they are.
Oh, dear, he's got it in good and lost.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it happens sometimes.
Hey, we can't all be James Bond and just find a straight flush, can we?
No, that's right. They should have televised that game. Well, I suppose they did in a way, but not really. If you are playing $10 million buy-in cash game, you should really be putting that on TV.
You would have really expected Ivy to be there as well.
Well, you would have. The question is, why wasn't he there?
Yeah, come on, man. If I was anything to do with the Bond films, I'd have had Ivy and Sammy Farha there.
They just didn't know,
giggles.
did they? They just didn't know. What do you think Ivy would say if he was like, oh, we'd like you to appear in the new Bond film? Surely he's not too cool that he'd say no.
Have you seen the latest story with him?
No. Is it something we can discuss on Big R TV?
He won £7.5 million in a London casino and they're refusing to pay him.
Whoa. Allegedly.
What was it? Well, allegedly, yeah.
Yeah. I just get that in there in case.
Well, sorry, but it's like it was coming up in the news rather than in poker stories. It was
really?
It was like world's best gambler. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. And
Playing Punta Banco.
Okay. Flush draw bet 17. And a tricky spot for both of these guys. The tens gets out of the way. Unsurprising, really, even though he had the best hand. And
A7's going to like their hand a lot more now.
Certainly is. And the tens, if this goes to showdown, is going to feel a little grumpy, but I guess you just live with it. He was out of position to both of these two.
And you forget they could go to showdown, but he could not have the best hand on the river, which... Bink!
Yep.
There you go.
Well, we know Lai Bin's going to get some value now. Pot 61.5.
Yeah, I'd like to see like $40, I reckon.
And
the most he's
Real
probably
Madrid's kind of hand is a little face up now. He's obviously not got a queen.
Oh, he snap called 41. There you go.
Yeah. He's obviously not got a queen. If you're lie bin, you can figure your opponent's got some kind of like weakish holding that has showdown value. There it is.
And the way the hand's played out, you're never not going to go for value with your flush, and you can obviously reassess should you be raised.
Yeah, and your feeling of this particular lineup is what? It doesn't seem to be anyone who's going to push the action and really kind of bump this game stake
there's
up
no
a bit.
names that come to shout at me that are going to be going absolutely nuts like a Potato Saladas or a Rockin might do.
Yeah.
I'm going to call
Fold.
I fold.
Nice four-way flop here. We've got a set of tens,
And,
top,
yeah,
and a gut shot.
It looks fairly innocuous for the ace-king, but you're out of position 4 ways. You can never assume that you're good enough to get the whole stack in. And Jack 9, well...
He's thinking, well...
You can see how, like, your implied odds could be monstrous there.
if I've got Jack 9 there, all I'm thinking is backdoor spades.
That's what I was thinking, but and it's not just backdoor spades, but it's the backdoor straight flush draw.
Yeah, Queen of
That's the
Spades on
great-
a turn.
Yeah.
Bingo!
I bet.
Well, it's really difficult to put your opponent on
it's a-
on a set until you hear the bad news.
Well, I was about to say the bad news is only going to be $9.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So, max damage probably won't even mind him having a set.
No.
He'll be like, oh, well.
I'm going to call.
Yeah, it's not a disaster. $105 pot. If you're going to run into a super cooler spot like that.
You're always going to want it against a short stack, yeah.
So not much to speak of, really, so far. No bluffs. Some beats, I suppose, the only bit of interest.
Fold.
Yeah, a couple of outdraws, but nothing too mad. Unless Jerby's going to go absolutely
Fold.
nuts with the 8 deuce.
Yeah, we should
gonna
give some
fold.
sort of reward to
I
people at
fold.
these tables. Or
Can we
play-
not have like a play of the week? Play of the...
Fold.
I suppose so.
To be fair, though, I will always be giving it to myself, though, obviously.
Yeah.
Once I'm appearing, I'll be like,
All in.
whoa, look at this play.
Fold.
It's just incredible.
Fold.
Folded his small blind with such style there. It's got to be play of the day.
Walk of the week.
Walk of the week.
I wouldn't imagine there are that many. Actually.
What, a walks?
Indeed. Probably 0 walks.
I was about to say, if there is, I doubt it's on the highlights, to be fair.
Yeah, actually, you're right about that. 122 hands they squeezed into this 2-hour session.
I can say, speaking from experience, I don't recall ever getting a walk, but saying that I did have Potato Saladas in my small blind
Right.
to my big.
Great.
Probably not
Be
the best.
gutted if you got a walk, actually, in that spot.
There's one hand I'm waiting to play, or not play C. I want to see what he has.
Okay. Well, that'll be...
Took a pretty aggressive line against him, but it was because it was him.
Call.
an interesting
see the
spot here. I tell you what, max damage is in
Wow.
an absolute nightmare spot. And he's really unlucky to have hit one of his 2 outs.
It's a nightmare spot if he hits.
I
Yeah.
bet.
So either way, he's
Yeah.
absolutely locked up.
Yeah.
Like, as it happens, he's hit the right card because now at least he's not dead.
And the chance of him hitting one of his 2 outs on the flop is just so small. But as we can see, he's all in.
Is the river.
He needed to get the jacks out to have a chance of hitting the case jack.
That's right. He's actually going to think he's good here as well because
Yeah,
there
it's-
hasn't been a huge amount of action
Yeah.
from the other two. He's going to be a little disappointed, I think.
I'd be a little bit too. Probably more worried about King Queen than Ace King.
Maybe. Oh my God, hangover. A bunch of these guys are fairly deep. Time for a big one, I feel. Pocket three's under the gun.
Raise.
Makes it 3. This is the first time I've seen the Paris cafe environment on PKR TV. In fact, I think it might be the first time I've seen it ever beyond that first day it came in.
Is it bad that I didn't notice it was new?
No.
Is it similar to another one?
Forgive you. It doesn't look similar to,
It doesn't
to
now
any
that
of
I'm-
the others.
Now
at
I'm
all.
looking. Now I'm actually looking at it.
Right.
It looks completely different to anything else I've seen. But
Yeah. That's all right. You're focusing on the
Cards and
on the most important.
Add more chips button.
Yeah. Lie bin. Fairly quiet this session, actually. One of the only two players who plays every single hand of these 2 hours.
Like this peel here on the button. Really deep.
Zuma got hang over the other player who plays for the whole 2 hours. Flop second pair.
I bet.
Grubby spot for the threes. He has a stab in the hope that it will work.
Yeah, I'd imagine that's all the money that's going to go in the pot from him.
Well, maybe not.
I mean, it might go check, and if the rivers are black, he might check call a bet. But I don't really like betting again here.
Yeah, nice. He takes the check option.
I check.
I like the check back.
Here's the river.
Oh, I was going to say he might call a bet, but I doubt he's going to call playing the board.
Yeah.
But he might then take the initiative and then...
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Zoma got a hangover. I mean, I guess he could get value out of an ace.
I'd like to see a bet of like $4 here. He's gone for like 11.
$11. He knew there was a little bit of value to be had from some hands. I guess you're only getting called by an ace.
Yeah. Maybe a queen.
Well, the only hand that's worth. I'd like to see that, but I fear we probably never would on that.
Really?
I don't think a queen's...
I made a call with 10 high last night. Guy had top set.
Got to keep him honest.
It was like...
And also try and be a genius, at least just once a night.
Yeah.
But it didn't work out.
No.
Great for the image.
Yeah.
Rotelli. He's only got $49. He limps. Wants to get in the game. Jerby. The gorgeous Jerby.
I'm going to fold.
Gets out of the way.
Looks a bit like your fiancé.
Oh, that's very sweet of you, mate. It's very kind. I have to teach her to play poker first. I'm afraid she hasn't got much desire for that.
Don't blame her if you're going to be the teacher.
She thinks all the vernacular is pretty ridiculous.
I think you're pretty ridiculous.
Flushes and straights and rivers and lakes and ponds.
I call.
She derides us, but
that
whatever.
sounded so like
Whatever.
Ashley Holmes speaking there.
Yeah.
I closed my eyes.
Spent too much time with Ashley Holmes in the last 24 hours, that's why.
It's a bit crushed.
I check.
Yeah, great
Bet.
spot for, oh my God, hangover, and it's time to build a pot.
Yeah.
Call.
Indeed it is. A heart will make it interesting, but no.
Ace Queen.
Ace Queen absolutely
check.
dead as a doornut.
Yeah, in check call mode
I
so
bet.
far.
Call.
Yeah, I think they're going to be check calling it off here.
I check.
Don't blame them, really.
All in.
Yeah.
Moves in for 300. Presumably nothing's got the 60. It looks like he's going to get the full stack from Nothing Zed.
Be a disciplined lay down here.
What did Nothing Zed call on the turn? It was $25.
Yeah. 83 in the pot before
Yeah, so
I got shit.
it's not that the
Sorry,
8.
81.
It's not that the 8 is makes you think any different.
It's just the fact that they've gone bet, shove.
Yeah.
Now you're like, well, Ace Queen's probably not.
Fold.
Well, they made a disciplined lay down. I like it.
credit for a good
Yeah.
fold there. I think.
I think in a cash game, I'm sort of like in a spot like that. I'm sort of just like, okay, I call, probably not winning.
Right. But I mean,
Just because of the cash game, and it's like,
over the year, you're going to have a lot of those
Yeah.
types of laydowns to be.
No, it's-
you're going to be asked the question there, and it's the people who can make those. I mean, you might be wrong once or twice, but generally, you're going to do nicely if you can get away from that kind of hand.
yeah, it's a good lay down there.
Yeah, the temptation is just to know that your read is right. And
Yeah.
to just call and go, yeah, I knew you had that.
Yeah, it's like the old Negreanu who does that.
Yeah. But he wasn't tempted, and
I'm going to fold.
a nice pass.
Raise.
Nika
Call.
opens with the ace-10. Oh my God, certainly one of the best players at this table.
Yeah, definitely the name rings a bell to me. Played a bit of him.
Comes the flop.
And a nice looking flop, flush draw and 2 overs.
V the open ender and 2 overs.
I bet.
What hand do you want?
Raise.
I mean, I'll take Zoma Got a Hangover, although I feel like
Draw some money on it.
Yeah, go on then.
Oh,
no.
Raise.
Why didn't you say before, look, the ace-10's holding?
Why
I knew
didn't
it.
you
Oh,
then? Oh, and I would have won.
shift it. Free roll. Had a feeling the ace-10 was going to hold.
Glansky busks are worthless, aren't they?
New hand.
Depends.
Worthless. Zerbi. A few people
I
need to
fold.
get into this game. Time is running out.
I fold.
8 for Nicker.
Call.
Nice cash game hand, Queen 10 of clubs.
Rotelli, perfect situation to pop it up.
All in.
Well, that kind of spoils our post-flop analysis somewhat.
Yeah,
Fold.
it does.
And
Give him a spin with the Queen 10.
Oh, I give him a spin, but
Go on.
don't try this at home. If you want to be regularly winning money,
Yeah.
you probably shouldn't be
It's
giving it
not.
a spin.
I'm not advising it as the correct call to make. Let's get that right. Yeah.
But purely for entertainment
But when I'm at a
purposes.
cash game table, I might make some plays that are purely for the love of the gamble.
Yep. Well, there's no my hangover is just eking out a profit here, and this has been somewhat of a pedestrian session thus far. Should really get antes involved in these games, should we not?
Be incredible.
It would be. One day, perhaps.
Fold.
Fold.
Just get you in one of these games.
Mate, I was actually thinking last night there was a forum TV cash game, which we shall see in the coming weeks,
Fold.
that I was thinking of getting involved in. But I went out and played
Call.
instead. Chose the live option.
I'm gonna
Sorry,
fold.
forumites. Denied them the great
Here's the
value.
flop.
Queens will feel that is the flop for them. How deep are we? 405 for the Queens.
Uh-oh.
Rail. Ooh, we are fairly
I
deep.
fold.
Now, a raise in this spot with that kind of flop, a really good player will tell you that you do have to be worried with Queens, right?
Yeah.
Turn card.
How many
I'd-
times does pocket tens or pocket jacks make that kind of raise? Not as
very-
often as hands that beat you.
A good solid player, like not, I wouldn't say a good solid player, but a player that's been around a while won't be raising them sort of hands in them spots.
Ace didn't scares, oh my God. He check calls $46 on the turn.
Check.
Wow, and he's got 183. It's
I
an
mean-
overbet shove if he gets it in. He goes for 1, 2, 3, and oh my God's got. Well, it may not seem like a tricky spot.
I mean, I don't unless he's I don't like the call here if he does make it. I mean, it's like what jacks? Do they really raise the flop with jacks? It's the only hand you can beat.
Yeah, I
ace,
mean,
ace nine gets there.
the further you
obviously,
get-
you've got two. I mean, you didn't know.
Bring it
Sorry.
on.
Real Madrid's got the two nines. I'm thinking, so my God's got two nines.
Indeed.
Ace nine's got there, so you can't even beat ace nine now.
Yeah, but I mean, you
Like-
bet the flop. You're not scared of the ace or the 10. It looks like Real Madrid's. He's got the hand that he's telling the story he's
Yeah.
got.
For sure. That's what I'm saying. There's not one hand I can think of that. Yeah, it's a
and,
good fold.
and that's the second good fold we've seen. This really, I suppose, has been the episode of just getting away from that hand.
Yeah, 9-5-3 rainbow is really, really dry, and there obviously is a couple of draws possible, but players aren't going to be peeling them sort of hands off them pre-flop and then raising them
Yep.
on that sort of flop. So
Yeah.
You got-
it was
I would
interesting.
love the queens just to go muck on the flop.
Yeah.
Comes 9-5-3, you get check raise, fold.
Well, I mean, I've seen
Yeah.
players pass having led out on the flop,
Yeah.
have passed an overpair on that kind of flop to players, but then you have to have a lot of information about your opponent in that spot. But interestingly, he called the 3-bet on the flop
Fold.
and then check called $46 when the ace came on the turn, which
Well, I
I'm
mean-
curious about.
Well, I
He
would
was
say it's
just kind of keeping him honest and making sure, 'cause
Yeah,
he
that-
couldn't find out with 2 streets, but 3 streets you're guaranteed to be losing.
in a cash
right?
game, ace is a card that people are going to be barreling into, like using it to barrel a lot. So I don't blame him. I think he would have maybe folded to a brick turn. Maybe not have turned the pair to ball because that takes out set.
Right.
Takes out the chance of having a set. But say it came like a 10 on the turn, it wouldn't have shocked me to see him maybe fold to that rather than the ace.
Right.
Because the ace is a card they're going to bluff more than a 10.
Okay.
See what I mean?
Yeah. Although, what are they raising the flop with that they're then bluffing? Yeah, I think that will be quite a bold play that you may well not have seen from a number of these players to raise the flop and not have queens beat and then barrel.
Well,
the
yeah,
ace.
I would imagine
Given
they do
we're
have
10 way as
yeah.
well. But it's a good fold in the end, but he just had to make sure. He needed the full story.
Yeah.
And you only get that from 3 streets, really.
Nice hand for Libin. Oh, spoke too soon. Prefer this hand.
There we go. Well, he's had quite an interesting session.
He's been involved a bunch as well, so he's going to probably get some action here from Libin. And they're both pretty deep. He's moving it in. Wow.
Fold.
Okay. I mean, he has got the third best hand. It's not.
Right.
But 9. Sorry. I'm so evil.
Well, it does feel like we're going to go to showdown, and Mr. Nines is going to feel very good about himself.
I know, but I just don't care. He raised for 3 from like 25.
Yeah.
You got 9s.
Indeed.
There's not many hands to beat, really.
No,
It's pretty strong Stein hand.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Libin's going to regret that.
Yeah, that's right.
Flat calls, oh my God, come on. Flat call.
Yeah, it's only in recent times that the when you choose not to 4-bet with aces and kings, that has really been pushed as a good
I just
strategy.
think this spot here is just beautiful. I mean, the board's perfect. You've got the ace of clubs as well. It's just like...
So you widen up your range that your opponent has to put you on by calling here instead of re-raising, basically.
All in.
But he decides to go for it nonetheless.
Yes.
And another good
Discipline.
pass.
I mean, I think you have to believe you are beat there, but it still takes a lot to click the fold button. It's a difference. I do it all the time in the cash game as well. I'll be like, I'm so not winning here. Cool.
And you think of the hand that you would like to see.
Exactly.
And
you just got
make
in
the
these
call.
spots here. You got to be disciplined, and that's one of the spots there where really, effectively, there was no hand he could beat apart from ace king of clubs.
Right.
And even then, he's flipping.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to hope to see some wildly played other hand, like a 2-club hand, but it's very unlikely.
You know what? I'll say it again. We haven't seen any really big pots. We haven't seen any bluffs.
But we've seen
lay down
great
after lay
discipline,
down
great
after lay down.
discipline, really.
And it's a brilliant lesson, for just as much for you and me as it is for anyone else, is getting away from hands. It's like in football, saving a goal is as good as scoring a goal, you know? And getting away from these is profit.
Making
in your pocket.
a good fold is better than making a good call,
Yeah.
I fold.
in my opinion.
Fold.
Yeah, I agree. It's certainly much harder, I think.
Yeah.
Because you just don't know. Making a good call, you get all the information at the end of the hand either way. Whereas passing, that's that horrible
It's like,
thing where you just don't
and,
know.
And I hate that because I'm one of them people, if I get a walk, I always look.
Right.
I can't help it.
Yeah. All right.
Like
That's
one of
because
them
you love
people-
the game and you just.
No, I want to see. I want to see. Like, you're short stack, you get a walk, you're like, please don't have aces.
Wow! After making a really great pass, Libin has. He figures we're going to be 3-way here. Let's spin the wheel, and he's got a flush draw.
Diamond. Oh, no, they've got a
Oh yeah,
button.
sorry, I didn't even look. I didn't see the very first card. I was just like, oh, I see the diamonds. Diamonds. Well, there we go. A kind of 3-way all in that went the right way in the end. But some really nice play. And actually, Libin, after quite an uneventful first kind of 20, 25 minutes, has now been in 2 or 3 pots in a row. And up and down. Looks like the winner from the sesh will be Oh My God Hangover.
Yeah,
He's been on both sides of the line a few times. He's been denied some value by opponents who've made good laydowns. Twice, in fact, people have made laydowns against him where on another day he would have got max value. So maybe he'll watch this and feel a little bit... I mean, you have to give credit to your opponent at that point. You just have to say, oh, well, that's a nice laydown. Fair play, basically.
Fold.
Here we go. Last hand of the session.
Raise.
King Jack opens. Real Madrid desperate to get involved, but it looks like he won't be given the chance. King Jack out of position. It does feel like, wow, they do. We're 3-way to the flop. Nothing for anyone. Ugh.
Check.
Real Madrid's going to check raise.
They check it through, and it's just a gift for the King Jack,
Diamond.
who checks.
Diamond.
On a super draw heavy board, he checks, which is unusual, and you might well just be giving up some value here. last chance of the session to get some.
I actually don't mind the check that much.
Right,
I think it's
okay.
more pot control here because he's just like a board where if he gets check raised here, sorry, not check raised, if he bets and gets raised, it's a pretty awkward spot because he's going to be out of position on the river as well.
3-2 just figures there's absolutely
Yeah.
no way.
I was about to say he's probably going to go for some thin value on the river, but not on that river card. And now it's just like, oh well. And the deuce three's
The
like,
deuce 3 gets there in the most bizarre turn of events. 3-high flush. And that is somewhat of a gift. Checked all the way down, a strange hand to end with. But it is a session for magnificent laydowns. Oh, congratulations.
So the biggest winner was Oh My God Hangover with $213 up, but $119 down. The loser was LTN93. Dan, your favourite moment?
Nothing Zed's Ace Queen versus 5-5. He lost the hand, but he lost pretty much the smallest amount you could lose. An amazing laydown. When you get Ace Queen on an Ace 5 blank against a set, you're almost never getting away there, but he got away on the river, and I loved that pass. That was great.
And Scott, how important is it in cash games to be able to let your hand go, even if you have an overpair to the board?
I think that's probably, if not the most, one of the most important things for cash games is being able to fold your hand. I think you're going to be able to make a lot more money if you can lay down your hand rather than making good calls.
But it's extremely difficult, right?
Yeah, very.
Well, thank you, Dan. Thank you, Scott. And thank you for you guys for watching. We'll see you at the tables.